Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are plunging into something truly paradigm shifting.
It's a linguistic theory called Odam Tili, the language of man.
And it comes from a physicist and mathematician, Dr. Mahmoudjon Kuchkarov, which is already an interesting start.
It's an extraordinary situation.
Yeah.
He's proposing a deep connection between language and, fundamental physics, biology, even quantum mechanics.
Right, and here's the paradox we have to wrestle with today.
In his home region, the post-Soviet academic world, it's being aggressively rejected, they call it.
No.
They're not kind to it.
But at the same time, you have these very specific closed research groups in Silicon Valley, people at Stanford, MIT, looking at this as potentially the missing link for AI.
So why is the old guard so threatened by it? That's the real question.
Exactly. And why do AI developers think it could solve one of their biggest problems, the symbol grounding problem? Let's unpack that.
To get it, you have to understand what they're fighting.
Yeah.
This idea of pseudo-Turkology.
What does that term imply?
It implies a school of thought that inherited a core Soviet linguistic dogma,
Okay.
the absolute belief in the arbitrariness of the linguistic sign.
Meaning the sound of a word, let's say tree, has zero natural connection to an actual tree. It's just a random label we all agreed on.
Precisely. Just a social convention. And if language is completely arbitrary, then
Then it can be politically manipulated.
yes, it isolates linguistics from the natural sciences and lets the state push through huge changes like alphabet reforms without any, natural laws getting in the way.
So Odam Tili attacks that very foundation. It says language isn't random at all.
Not at all. Its core idea is that sound is not some abstract sign. It is a physical unit of meaning.
Of a physical unit.
The meaning depends on the physical properties of the sound itself. Frequency, how it's articulated, the energy. It suggests language has a kind of atomic structure.
Which leads to this incredible concept I read about, the scar of reality.
Yes. This is his theory on how speech even began. It's rooted in biology and neurophysiology.
So not social agreement, but a biological event.
Imagine a primitive human touches something hot. The sound they make isn't a word for pain. It is the involuntary physical reflex of pain. That sound, that imprint on the body,
The scar.
that scar of reality stabilizes over time and becomes the systematic code for that sensation.
That's a fundamental shift. So the word was the experience first.
Exactly. And you can still see the echoes of this. Take the S sound.
A long hissing sound.
Right. It's produced by sustained airflow through a narrow gap. It physically embodies flow, movement.
So in Turkic languages, you get suv for water, and in English, stream, slide, snake.
You see the pattern. Now contrast that with the T sound.
It's a sharp stop, an explosion of air.
And its archetype is structure, hardness. Think of a tree, a stone.
So in Turkic, you have tosh for stone, and we have tower or tall. It's shockingly direct.
It is. And this is where the AI connection becomes so critical.
The symbol grounding problem.
Right. Today's LLMs are amazing at syntax. They can predict the next word in a sentence perfectly.
But they don't actually understand what the words mean.
They don't. They know the label water is associated with wet or drink, but they don't have the feeling, the sensory data of water.
They're missing the scar of reality.
Odam Tili offers a way to fix that. You could ground an AI not in abstract labels, but in the physical sonic properties of words linked to sensory data, vibration, frequency.
To give it a true semantic feeling, a physical basis for meaning.
It could lead to a genuinely semantic AI.
Which brings us back to the rejection. If this is so powerful, why is the local academic elite fighting it so hard?
I think it's fear, mostly. First, the theory represents a democratization of truth. If meaning is physically inherent and sound, you don't need an academic priest class to interpret it for you.
So that's out the middleman.
And second, it challenges the whole Indo-Europocentric model of linguistics. Kuchkarov argues that Turkic languages, because of their structure, preserve this primary Adamic code in a purer form.
And accepting that would mean?
It would mean admitting that decades of their own work was built on a flawed, politically motivated foundation.
So really what we're looking at is a choice.
It's a choice for that whole intellectual tradition, yes, between the stagnation of the old Soviet model and, well, a path toward real scientific sovereignty.
It forces you to ask a really basic question. Is language just a human habit, or is it a physical code that connects us to the universe?
Well, profound question.
And for a final thought to leave you with, Perhaps the future of true artificial intelligence won't be found by refining the models in the academic halls that reject this theory. Maybe it will be found by listening to the fundamental physical truth hidden in the sound of our own voices, a truth that's being coded right now into the neural networks of the future.